National Star League 3, sponsored by Altitude. This is the round of 16, and or I should say the main sponsor is Altitude. The guys who have their names in the title are Altitude, but we also have many other illustrious sponsors who are my viewers. That's gonna be weird saying that. My viewers: Fairyland, Twitch.tv, Noise, Prowler, Nabopolis, Ruskig, Trap, and Corum Jahalen. You know, I didn't actually know how to pronounce that name until I heard Hackleby say it on stream. I was like, oh, okay, I'll do that.
I just guessed. I didn't know whether it was like a silent J and say Corum, or whether it was like a Spanish J and say Corum Jahalen or something. So I just made it up.
It could be. He's from some random European country, I think, so it's probably some bizarre pronunciation. Anyways, I think that will be all. Actually, I'm going to play the commercial once before we get started, and then we can go straight into the game.
Yeah.
Alright, here we go. Hope it works. Hey, perfect. So, without further ado, let's just go straight into the game.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
Alright, the first match of the day is going to be Bibiane versus LancerX. And it looks like LancerX will be spawning as the orange Protoss in the left position. Bibiane will be at the 6 o'clock-ish position as the brown Terran. Map is Tau Cross.
Yeah, Sayle does not speak a word of a lie. That is exactly what you're seeing on your screen right now. Who do you fancy to take this game? Who do you think's got the advantage?
Honestly, I don't really know how good Bibiane's TVP is. I know his TVZ is pretty good, and he got pretty far in the ISL1, right? Round of 8, I think.
Yeah, he got very far.
Yeah, so I guess no. You know what? I'm gonna go with Protoss. I'm just gonna go with Protoss. Screw it. I'm gonna go with Lancer.
Yeah. I don't know, I often feel like I can be a bit misguided on this map, and I mean it looks kind of good for Protoss, but that can often be deceptive, and Protoss can go a bit crazy and try and take advantage of that natural a little bit too much. Can lose a lot in the early game, but yeah, maybe you're right, although, yeah, I guess we'll just have to see how it pans out. It seems that these guys even don't remember playing each other before, so can't really expect anyone else to remember the game.
Well, one thing to note is that Tau Cross is pretty good for Terran.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you've got the clippable natural, you've got not a very open middle ground, there's just like all these wide bridges.
Yeah.
And,
oh, the clippable natural is such a nightmare. I mean, that's an immediate no-go for a Protoss player. It's just, yeah. I bet Bibiane will be taking advantage of that. If he doesn't, then he's throwing away a golden chance.
Also, actually, give me a second, guys. I just realized my game music is off. Let's fix that.
No.
Some good old, Broodor music going on. There we go.
Because I don't actually have any game music in my game. I actually downloaded the game music and I put it on the background on my
Is that because you have like the bootleg version? Because that's what happens, right? If you have a bootleg StarCraft, you don't get the music with it.
Yeah, I have the IC Cup version. I've bought so many different StarCraft discs in my time. I swear I've had like 50, but all of them just disappear.
Man, it's so funny. That is actually probably like the best form of DRM. You know, instead of all this stupid, oh, we require you to log on or whatever, you know, we're not going to give you LAN, just make it so that if you don't have a legal copy, you don't get game music. That
Yeah.
would deter like 90% of people, I'm pretty sure.
Well, it almost put me off, but I managed to play through the pain barrier. I think Blizzard like send a little man into my house and smash up my Brood War discs every now and then, just to piss me off and
Just
try
to
and
make
turn
you
me
buy
to
another
that.
one.
Yeah, yeah, bastards. Responsible for all the evil in the world. So in the game, back in the real world of Brood Warness, we have a CC being laid down at Bibiane's natural, so a relatively fast expand happening here, which is interesting to see on such a wide natural. But I guess the wide natural has relatively little kind of effect on the whole thing, since he can sim city pretty well.
Indeed, and that's exactly what he's doing with the barracks and the depot. The probe is going to get into the main base. Looks like SCV's going to try and block it. Doesn't quite get it. Wow, one shot left on that probe. 3 HP and will go through here. I mean, having seen the command center, it's not like he actually had to get into the base anyway.
Yeah.
He knows exactly what's going on. But this way he can, I don't know, make sure that there's not an extra 3 barracks going down or something silly like that.
No, I'd love that if that would happen.
Yeah.
I mean, amazing first game. Imagine that, like a deep six, crazy kind of push type thing. That'd be amazing. Not going to happen though, but we can dream, I suppose.
Yeah, although he's doing a good job keeping this probe alive though.
Yeah.
At least he'll be able to see when the factory goes down. That'll be quite nice. Looks like the second Marine is coming back to chase it. And by the way, this Dragoon timing, I'm pretty sure LancerX went for his first Dragoon before starting range. So just to start putting on pressure as early as possible, at the cost of delaying your range just by a couple of seconds, nothing severe. Although he's going to get supply blocked in a second here. Is he not building a pylon? Ooh, that is a late pylon.
Just threw one down. Yeah, really, really late. Not quite sure. I can't think he was using this minerals for anything. I think he just missed it, and now he's panicking a little bit to try and get rid of that SCV in his mineral line. Trying to manage to clear it off, but that Dragoon's going to be able to take care of it on the way. And yeah, first Dragoon makes his way over to the bunker, but is quickly seen off, making a pylon up in the Terran's choke point as well to just block the transfer of the SCV. It's a pretty cute move.
Oh, that is very interesting. I did not know that would be SCV type. Or actually, I guess now that I think about it, though, it would be, because I know it's drone type, so it makes sense. Wow. But
it's funny when people try and do this on Heartbreak Ridge and it just doesn't work at all. But yeah, yeah, it is SCV type right here.
Is that really worth it, though? That's very interesting. Although Bibiane just forgets to put them back on mining. Okay, no, there he goes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think that's 100 minerals worth of mining time lost. I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
I mean, it's a cute little move. Anyway, he has gone for expansion. He's getting a rover right now. Looks like his range is now finished, so he can start wailing away on this bunker. But there's only 2 Dragoons there. Not going to be able to do anything. The SCV's repairing away already. And we have 2 fact follow-up in the main base. Standard stuff.
Yeah, all fairly sturdy from both our players here. LancerX's expansion's pretty badly delayed when you compare it to Bibiane's. I mean, I'm not quite sure where all that extra time has gone, but he's got quite an early robo, but that Nexus seems very, very late, whereas that CC's been up for a very long time. He's a little bit behind maybe, but he's going to lay down a quick third as well, so that should get him back into it, as long as he can actually hold that third.
Indeed, going to do the fast double expand here, presumably go for a Reaver. That is the standard, but we shall see. Could just go for an Observer. Nope, it is going to be the support bay immediately. Now notice that he started the support bay as soon as his robotics facility finished, rather than waiting until the shuttle was halfway done. That usually means he's also going to be getting shuttle speed, otherwise he could delay that just a little bit in order to get the Reaper out in time. You don't need to start that immediately.
Yeah, you'd usually maybe make observatory in the middle bay, where yeah, it does generally indicate shuttle speed, and he's got plenty of cash in the bank, so he can make that happen. He's got more than enough gas and minerals. But he seems to, if he is going to make speed, he seems to be delaying it more than a little bit. I think he's saving up minerals a little bit for a third Nexus, but again, minerals getting a little bit out of hand there, going all the way up to 500 before he actually does anything. Still no sign of shuttle speed, and it looks like maybe he just decided to make that robo early, rather than actually get speed.
Yeah, this seems very inefficient. I mean, as you said, I didn't realize. I had assumed he'd planted the third Nexus already, but it did just start. So, you know, if he had delayed this support bay for a little while, he could have got the Nexus down a little bit earlier. I mean, these are small things, but, you know, I would think at someone at LancerX's level, you know, B+, A- level Protoss would be making these adjustments.
Yeah, you'd think so. I mean, LancerX, I don't know, he's always one of those unknown quantities for me, because I've never been 100% convinced. I'm sure he's a good player, but I've met him a few times on ladder, I've seen him play a lot. I've just never been absolutely sold on his play somehow.
Yeah, the thing is, he's like one of those people that just ladders a ton. So, you know, I think like he's hit A-, but he hit it with like, you know, 200, you know, /200 stats or something, just like a ridiculous number of games.
That's still legit, but
it is. It's just funny to see his record, just the number of games he played. By the way, if anyone is unsure or otherwise unaware, LancerX's other well-known alias is Must. He plays on team IFU. He's IFU.must, in case you knew that ID, but not this one. And looks like Bibiane is going for an attack here, but the Reaper's coming into the back of his natural just as he moves out. The anti-timing here, and it looks like he hasn't seen it just yet. Okay, now he notices it, but the SCVs are all in a line. I think it's going to dud. It's most likely going to dud. And it looks like he picked his Zealot back up as well. I thought he had a second one here, but no, it's just one Zealot, one Reaver. And now the SCVs are going to freak out. They're going to go the other way. Uh-oh, Diva!
No, it's going to dud again. Get SCVs. Quite unfortunate here because he's got a nice position. Will he be able to get some SCVs here? Once again, the SCVs being pulled. Bibiane might just be able to get away with it. Another Scarab goes down, manages to get 2 or 3 and a Vulture. So a good final couple of Scarabs there. Oh, that could have done so much more. That was scary stuff.
Oh man, he had 2 Scarabs going with just you know, nice SCV pulls for Bibiane, and looks like he's going to try and ward this Reaver away now. No hull damage taken yet on either the Shuttle or the Reaver, so he still has a bit of life left in him. I heard some Spider Mines going down. Where are they? Oh, it looks like just going to lay them around the edge here. Try and get a nice mine hit on the Reaver. Meanwhile, some Vultures going in here to the 3rd base to harass, but there are some Dragoons in position.
Yeah, it looks entirely safe there. I mean, 4 Dragoons should easily be able to take care of a couple of Vultures, barring any incredibly good mines. And the Reaver's still making life a little bit difficult in the main base. Going to take out some Marines. Might actually be able to take out all Marines, but the Shuttle's in incredibly bad way right now, and the Reaver actually might go down if he's not more careful. Oh, no! The tanks team managed to take care of it. Really, really genuinely careless stuff there from LancerX, and that puts Bibiane in a decent position right now. Reaver not absolutely as instrumental as it was earlier, and some mines might take some pretty nasty hits to the Dragoons in the main, and somehow these Vultures are actually doing a decent amount of damage in the main base, causing a fair amount of havoc for a Protoss player. He seemed ill-prepared for this.
Indeed, he's also going to be able to scout everything that is going on here, so he's going to see the Stargate. I assume, yeah, the Templar Archives was there at the natural, so he definitely saw that as well, so he knows that LancerX is going up to the Arbiters, although it's interesting that he went for the Archives first. So that's now finished, but he's not actually using it to make any High Templar or Dark Templar or anything like that. Usually when you go for Arbiter Tech, you make the Stargate and then you make the Templar Archives, because the Stargate does take a little bit longer to finish. So once again, LancerX, he's just like doing... He's making these like simple errors that, you know, any C-level player who's taken the time to like read Liquipedia would know that you should get the Stargate before the Templar Archives. Like, I'm a little bit confused about what's going on here.
Yeah, I'm confused as well. He keeps taking mine hits. He just took another mine hit in the middle outside his natural. Seemed really, really unnecessary. And he's going to lose that Shuttle for free. Shuttles can still be useful now, even if you don't have your Reaver. And right now the push is coming in from Bibiane, and Bibiane's are able to get so far up the map so quickly. And if LancerX really wanted to shut this down, he would have wanted to delay it at least a little bit, but it makes it more than half the way across the map, maybe 2/3 or 3/4 of the way towards his base before he even really notices it. A little bit of an a massive oversight there from LancerX.
And I think he's having some macro issues here. He's been on 4 gateways for a while, just now adding 4 more, but Bibiane's been on 3 factories, going up to 6, I think, in total. Yeah. And 3 factory production is enough to take out 4 gateway production, unfortunately, for LancerX. And if this, you know, if Bibiane gets into position here outside his natural, he's going to have a pretty difficult time here. He's left a few units here at his 3rd, so he can get a decent flank off when he wants to break out, but it's looking a little bit scary for him.
Yeah, this Terran push just got so far so quickly, and he really doesn't have any time. He's produced another Reaver for some reason. I wouldn't have thought that would be his primary concern right now. I've got a little bit of supply box as well because of those pylons at his front being taken down. And that lands him in a bit of a tough position. Reaver looking like it might have wandered out into enemy fire there, and LancerX just suddenly, somehow on the ropes.
Yeah, and I mean, the supplies are almost exactly even now. 100 supply for Bibiane, also getting a little bit of supply box himself, but against 107 for LancerX, the Protoss really needs to be, you know, 20-30 supply ahead at this point in the game. So LancerX looks like he's going to go down here in game number 1. I mean, oh man, his timing to break out of this contain is about to wear out, I think. I mean, the depots are going up, the mines are all in position, the turrets are up. I really don't think he can break out of this anymore.
No, it's not ideal at all. Far from it, in fact. It looks like the Reaver might get sniped off by this couple of siege tanks sieging up into his natural. Yeah, down goes the Reaver, so didn't really need to make another rebrand there at all. And now trying to push out, he's got the speeds out, so he's only got about a control group or so against quite a decent number of vultures and a good number of spider mines as well. The dreams coming in from the back as well, but they're going to be so easily cleaned up. And that is going to be absolutely it in this game for LancerX. He might kind of be able to clean up a few more of these siege tanks, but honestly, he's just invested his entire army in trying to do that, and it hasn't worked out for him. He's still well under the cosh. And yeah, I think you're exactly right. We're going to be going on to game 2 here very, very soon.
Yeah, a few more random units running out. Looks like he's got another shuttle, going to maybe try and do some zealot bombs here, but the contain has held strong. And, well, I'm a little bit curious, though, that Bibiane has not made a third command center yet. He's got his starport up, he's on 7 factories. He actually might be a little bit all in on this. Oh, no, there's the command center. Okay, I'm sorry. He's actually built it at the top right of his base to take this mineral only, which is a little bit strange. I mean, you know, he's got the contain off. He can quite safely take his normal third with a gas here. I'm not sure why he's not doing that.
Yeah, well, he can pretty much take any base he wants at this point. It's a little bit strange. Yeah, kind of thing. Maybe it's just for the sake of ease or whatever, I don't know. But I think he's going to be alright anyway. He's still got 4 tanks. I mean, his numbers have been whittled down outside LancerX natural a fair bit. And somehow he hasn't managed to take out that third base yet, so the Protoss is still mining quite well. But yeah, I think LancerX is still in a whole heap of trouble, and that base probably is just for the sake of convenience. We need to float that out, just land it down, and get that mining as soon as possible, I would imagine.
It looks like the second shuttle, or is that the third shuttle now? I don't even know. Has been taken down. And this third nexus is now under siege. So, yeah, this is just a matter of time now for LancerX. I mean, he's still behind on supply, 110 against 122.
Yeah.
Third commands are now floating out to the mineral only for Bibiane. I don't know, he might even float it up higher and go to the 3 o'clock base, but no, I think he's just going to land it here.
Yes. Alright. Yeah, plop it right down. Just minus some minerals. Nom nom nom. Good old minerals. Yeah, I hope LancerX can give a better account of himself in game 2, because this has been really a bit sloppy from him. I'd expect much better games from this guy. Even though, as I've already stated, I'm never quite sure what he's going to come out with or whether he's going to be on his day or not. But yeah, his third base is completely cleaned up now. He has a probe still chilling out of his fourth base, but I don't think that's going to be happening. He has arbiters out. If I say one thing for him, I will say that his arbiter timing is actually fairly decent, but I still think he's going to be able to save him. Here he comes, finally trying to push out his natural, but I think he's going to get horribly bottlenecked. Those supply depots making sure that he is exactly where Bibiane wants him, pushing out through against impossible odds. It looks like he might actually manage to break this. He's probably not going to have anything left at the other end, but nonetheless he is actually probably able to break this contain mostly, but there's still a good number of vultures left to clean up the rest of the Protoss forces as they move out from the natural in quite emphatic style.
Yeah, looks like it just wasn't quite enough here. Now even the Arbiter is going to go down to these turrets. The Reaper is all that is left. And that's not going to last much longer. You know, it's actually quite interesting, because I just now realized that Bibiane has a lot of excess gas stockpiled, and the reason is that he only had 2 machine shops out of 7 factories, so he's been pumping a ton of vultures. He also skimped on the armory, just now got his 2 armories up as well. So he actually, getting that mineral only actually makes more sense in that regard. He didn't really need the gas anyway. Although at this point it doesn't really matter.
No, it's a moot point, but it's nice to know there's method to what he's doing.
Indeed.
Yeah, rather than what LancerX has been doing this game, which has been kind of without method or obvious reason.
Looks like just waiting for another Arbiter to get out. I mean, he's stubbornly refusing to give in. ISL round of 16, a pretty important match, although it is only the first game in a best of 5, so he still will have plenty of chances. A random probe is wandering out into the map. Looks like another one actually snuck over here to the mineral only. Where is this guy going to go check his third? I think LancerX, yeah, he's actually just going to go and scout Bibiane's third here, or what he would expect to be his third. Ooh, big line there on those vultures.
Massive.
And the probe actually manages to get to Bibiane's third and doesn't see a command center there. That actually might make LancerX think that Bibiane is more all-in than he actually is, considering this mineral only is up. But even if he was completely all-in, like, the all-ins worked, so...
Yeah, that's absolutely the case. I mean, all-in or not, but LancerX has no real economy, or he won't in a second once his natural expansion is sieged down. Bibiane's taking this nice and slow, and I can kind of see why. He wouldn't want to take any excess risk at this point, but it looks like LancerX can pin that next Arbiter, which is kind of hovering over Bibiane's units. It might actually survive. Okay, it's actually going to survive because the Blast don't have the range attack upgrade. I don't know if that's actually on the way. No, it's not. I think Bibiane pretty much just doesn't care about that right now. LancerX once again trying to push out. Here he comes with some speed zealots. He's got maybe a control group and a half of stuff in total. Trying to push out a bit. His zealots looking a little bit confused. All of them going down very, very quickly. That's one hell of a lot of vultures just laying in wait for them as well. A couple of siege tanks to back it up. not good for LancerX, not good enough. And Bibiane can now just advance easily.
GG! Oh man, that was a sick position. And like half the Dragoons were just shooting the barracks. Ugh.
Yeah, oh, terrible.
Hate it when that happens.
Yeah, blue goo recipe right there.
Alright, so that means that Bibiane will go up 1-0 in this best of 5. And just a quick reminder, by the way, guys, these matches today, or today and tomorrow, I guess, are going to be crucial because whoever advances to the round of 8 is going to be in the money, as they say in poker. Basically, places 8 and up are guaranteed or have a cash prize. So if you go out in this round, you don't get anything. If you make it through, even if you finish 8th, you'll get a little bit of money. So that is pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's fun stuff.
So, let us go into set number 2.
We're using the same name?
Indeed.
Cool. Such a long name to type. There you go. Awesome. So yeah, please LancerX, pick yourself up off the ground for this one, just for everybody. It'll be cool.
Alright, well, let's get started here, going into game number 2 on Sniper Ridge, it looks like. So, actually, if you could do the positions, then I can fix the overlay.
Yeah, I think I'm equal to that. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the map as the teal Protoss, we have Mr. LancerX, a struggling Protoss from last game, I'm going to say. And in the top left-hand corner, spawning in as the blue Terran, we have ISL3 Bibiane, coming in off a commanding first match. So yeah, LancerX is going to have to do a lot to try and shake off the influence of that last game. Maybe he's prepared something a little bit better for this map. This map is of course Sniper Ridge, so I kind of fancy Protoss in the mid game on this one because of course of that great big ridge. It allows them to kind of dash down against any kind of Terran mid-game push, and if they prepare well for that kind of thing, or if Terran kind of plays into their hands a bit too much, it can work out quite nicely for Protoss. It's not like PvZ where they can get horribly contained from an early mid-game point on.
It's funny because I remember when I first saw this map, and you know when I was casting the games on this map in SPL, I was always like, oh, it's such a Terran map. But actually, I think statistically it does in fact favor Protoss, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
It's still Terran favorite, of course, because statistics don't mean anything. But you know, it's just something to keep in mind. Anyway, I mean, last game, I know at the beginning of this game you were saying, you know, you're not really sure about LancerX's play, and after seeing that game, I'm not really sure about it either. I mean, honestly, that was a little bit lackluster. I mean, there were just lots of very basic things, like getting the Templar archives really early and then just going Arbiter anyway, so, you know, the build's like a lot of things that just didn't really make any sense. So
yeah, right away from that early robotics support bay without triple speed. It just all seemed a little bit odd and a little bit off-center from a player who you expect to be a lot better. Yeah, you're right. Very odd.
Meanwhile, the barracks is being placed here on the low grounds. That makes me think he's probably going to go for the same build as last game, the 1 Rax expand. Meanwhile, LancerX has gone for a 12 Nexus, in fact, was not paying attention to LancerX's base, so he's doing a bit of a greedy build here. Although I think there's definitely safe on this map. I mean, it's a nice big 4-player map, and we did see a lot of 12 Nexuses in Pro League, so yeah. Power to you, LancerX.
I'm going to let you talk about the 12 Nex if you like, because you're the 12 Nex guy. Everyone knows you're the 12 Nex guy. It would be ridiculous if I were to come in here onto your stream, your like home turf, and to start talking about 12 Nexes. It wouldn't be on, somehow.
Well, I am the master of the PvP 12 Nex, not so much the PvT 12 Nex, which, I mean, can be a little bit risky. But in this case, it's paid off perfectly. 12 Nex against 1 Rax expand, that is beautiful for LancerX, build order-wise.
Yeah, 12 Nex is kind of marred for me because I have this very resounding image in my mind of just a couple of seasons ago when Stork would 12 Nex pretty much every game, and I just remember him sitting in the booth looking miserable the whole damn time because he would lose every time. I just have this image of his Nexus falling again and him looking vaguely surprised, and it kind of puts me off a little bit.
I can imagine seeing Stork's sad face while executing a build would make me not want to do that build either.
No, it's more as well kind of just, it looks like he hasn't tried very hard and he just kind of thought, oh, 12 Nex, and then go home and play WoW like a fool.
Wow, Mode is clearly very emotionally invested.
Deeply, you know it.
I want to note LancerX's scouting pattern, by the way. He went to the middle first to check for proxy racks, then he went to the top right, and then he went cross map to the bottom left. And he now sees that Bibiane has neither proxied nor has he spawned in close positions. So LancerX knows that he's in fantastic shape right now. Looks like he's gone for a Zealot first here, going to ward that SCV away. Bibiane should know that this was in fact a 12 Nexus, even though he didn't actually see the Nexus finishing there.
Yeah.
Looks like Scouting Probe going to get taken down by these Marines, which is very interesting actually, because I don't think he even got close enough to see the bunker. It was actually very close, because if he didn't see the bunker, he actually won't know that this is a 1-Rex expand. Like, it could actually just be an FD or something like that with those 2 Marines out there. And of course, then his reactions will be extremely different. A strong FD can definitely punish a 12-Nex, but a 1-Rex expand cannot, so...
I think he did see it. I'm going through the player vision right now, and I'm just looking. I think LancerX's vision just extends to the edge of that bunker. I'm not sure, because sometimes the unit size can be a little bit weird, but I think he did see it, as far as I can tell. It's just like right on the edge, just outside that cloud of fog of war that you get right there. I think he saw it.
Well, I guess we'll assume for now that he did see it. I'll try and tell by his follow-up here to the 12-Nex. Nothing crazy so far, just 2 gateways and a goon range. And is it going to be a robo? Yes, it is indeed going to be a robotics facility. All very standard stuff.
Yeah.
And we have the standard 2 factories going up in Bibiane's main as well. So it looks like we're going to go into another standard-ish game here. Although last game we saw Bibiane do kind of a 2-base timing there. He went up to a pretty quick 5 factories and then followed up with 2 more on just 2 base. So he's going 7 factories on 2 base. To just try and kill LancerX. I don't think that'll work quite as well here in cross positions on a much wider open map.
Yeah.
But we shall see. Lancer going for his 3rd base now.
Yeah. If LancerX did go Reaver, I'd kind of endorse that. I don't know, because of this super early 3rd that Bibiane's going for. So a Reaver might really throw a massive spanner in the works right now for our Terran player. As we can see, he's still got no engineering bay on the way. And he's going to be spread quite wide. I'm going Japanese. Quite wide. With that very early 3rd. Sorry about that. Yeah, he's going to be spreading very far apart with that early 3rd, so that's going to be tricky for him to defend against the Reaver, which really forced him to move around a lot. And the bunker could actually go down now. LancerX going in for a little bit of snipe. He's not moving that Dragoon back though, so he could actually lose that Goon. But it looks like he's going to actually get that bunker, so Bibiane's landed in a whole lot of trouble now. Both of these Marines are going down very quickly, and that tank's going to be in serious trouble as well. And Bibiane might actually have to cancel out his extra command center in light of this.
Oh man, Bibiane going for the fast 3rd command center, did not have SCVs on position, and he might just lose the game to 4 units here. A Zealot and 3 Dragoons, another Dragoon joining the fray here. 2 Vultures are out, but those, they do not have either of their upgrades. The SCVs, though, sniping a Dragoon there that found itself in the mineral line, and it looks like they're coming out to take down the rest of the Dragoons. Of course, SCVs are in fact the hard counter to Dragoons, so I think Bibiane's going to be just fine here. But this is very interesting because, you know, some people might look at what Bibiane did and say, you know, that's a very greedy third command center rather. But actually, I find it seems that is, you know, the kind of the I don't know if I should say standard, but it's a pretty common response to a Protoss going 12 Nexus, getting that fast third command center. Although I'm not sure if it should be quite that fast.
Yeah, although Bibiane looks like he might actually lead LancerX to that extra command center right now by moving Vulture there and actually laying down mines. So LancerX should probably know that something's up. And he's still in the Terran's natural with Dragoons, so he's still doing a whole lot of economic damage. So many SCVs are going down. We have Dragoons on 3 kills, 4 kills, 3 kills, and 4 kills. So they're getting a lot of kills right here. So many SCVs dying. He's lost pretty much his entire natural's worth right now. We can see his main not oversaturated at all. He hasn't pulled them. They're all dead. 2 tanks finally now out, going to make this safe. But has he lost too much already? I think this game might be beyond him.
I don't think he has siege mode. I think he went for the double Vulture upgrades and no siege mode.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to micro these really well. Looks like one tank might get sniped here. Looks like it does. I mean, Bibiane was doing a nice job just now trying to lay mines in the reinforcement path of the Dragoons. He did kill a couple of them with mines, but he's still taking so much damage here. I think he's going to lose the second siege tank as well. The Dragoons can just run right up. The SCVs from the main being pulled to try and block this. Looks like they do a random pathing thing. Oh my god. What on earth is up with that pathing? If they had gone straight to the ramp instead of doing that random V, I think he would have been able to block the Dragoon, but instead they all just went the other direction here. God, I love Brood War.
Well, you gotta love that. I mean, that was horrible. I can't even explain that. Why would you take that route? That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Oh, and these Dragoons just narrowly avoided taking a rather nasty mine hit on the way, and once again, it's up to Bibiane to defend to the hilt right here. He is laying down mines. He should be okay right here. He has got a couple of mines down right now. and a vulture heading out onto the map as well, but he needs to make sure he takes care of his tanks, otherwise they will not take care of him. Having a look, siege mode is about halfway done, but that's a pretty quick upgrade, so soon he should have siege mode, and soon he should be in a decent enough position. It looks like LancerX is still unaware of that 12 o'clock base, despite the fact that he's been kind of led to it, so that could be Bibiane's ticket back in.
Now, very interestingly, Bibiane is actually making a Goliath to help defend against the shuttle. That is going to be his only anti-air, that one Goliath. But this, oh man, those mines! And the mine, I think, did hit the Reaver there, but the Reaver does get a shot off on the siege tanks.
Yeah. Oh!
This
Reaver's severely damaged right now, and he lands down again. Will he be picked off? And Bibiane just manages to pick off the Reaver. Can he get that tank back up for rapid time? There is one tank with siege mode, and it looks like actually LancerX is going to start lifting stuff in. I don't know if this is premature or if it's actually the right decision, but either way, he's probably going to be able to take out this tank on the high ground. He's dropped those Dragoons down just in siege tank range though, and that's a really, really bad move, and that has turned a really good position into one which is actually slightly tenuous right here, and another siege tank going to be able to clean up these Dragoons quite soon. Oh, so unlucky, just sieging up outside of the range of that siege tank right there, and all these Dragoons are going to eventually go down, and that will see Bibiane clear for the moment. Thank goodness for him that he managed to take out that Reaver, otherwise I think he would have been finished up.
Man, I mean, if anybody doubts now the defensive powers of Terran, just watch this game. Watch that defense here. Terran's pretty good at not dying. Now, the question is, though, was the damage done? I mean, he lost a lot of SCVs, even though he has held off the attack. He's at 62 supply against the 82 of LancerX. However, he does have this third command center already up. And what the? This SCV is going crazy here. Uh-oh. Do you see this guy?
Whoa! 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 This is crazy. He's gone off the edge of the world, guys. He's flying SDV.
I think this is like the 1600s where, you know, they think the world is still flat, and this guy actually just like fell off the waterfall at the end of the world. He is so confused.
He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know what day of the week it is. There's another Reaver coming into that 12 o'clock base. Please don't take out Crazy SCV Man, because he just discovered that he can fly. Don't be going back to him. But the Reaver is going to will it scout that 12 o'clock base? I think it must have seen it. Yes, he did just see it. So the Reaver's heading in now. Will Bibiane pull the SCVs? He does pull the SCVs. Nice pull by him. And by a stroke of luck, or not really luck because most Scarabs dead, but that Scarab actually does, so it doesn't get a single SCV. Will he land down on the mine? Oh, just trying to do the diffusion. It looks like that he actually didn't try to do
man, the SCVs are stacked. The SCVs are stacked! No, he's not going to drop it. Oh, yes he is! Oh, SCV! Oh no, he didn't shoot he didn't target the middle. Target the middle! He
really needs to get some SCVs right here, because otherwise this Reaver is in vain. Laying down more mines. Looks like LancerX is actually going to be a little bit hard pushed. Actually getting down to this, but this could be a massive Scarab right here in the middle. Somebody
Oh my god, they're going back, they're stacking! They're stacking! Oh! 10 kills on that Reaver. Sick final Scarab there.
Wow, that Reaver just managed to make itself worth it. If that Scarab hadn't have landed, I would have been questioning it, but boom, wow, yeah, that was a big deal.
Man, and that is just so much economic damage now. Meanwhile, LancerX's base a little bit messy, but he does have his 6 gateways up. He's got his Arbiter tech up, and he's doing his double forge upgrades that we saw from last game. He seems to like that. Meanwhile, his fourth base looks like it's about halfway done here. He's at 126 supply against just 69 here. He's got a really nice advantage at this point. And this poor SCV is still doing laps at the third base here. You know, at least he'll provide a little bit of extra scouting vision for that turret if any shuttles come up there.
It's trapped in an endless loop. How did that even get there? I can't imagine how that ended up happening.
This is like the personification of an infinite loop. To all you bad programmers out there who write infinite loops, this is what happens. You make inside the computer, a poor little SCV runs around in circles trying to resolve your infinite loop. All right, so stop doing that. Stop it.
I must go north, but that means I now must go south. Now I must go north. It's a terrible thing. I mean, look at him. What confusion. So it's such humanity embodied in that SCV.
By the way, a third forge now going up for LancerX. Looks like he wants to go for triple upgrades here. I don't think I've ever seen this from, or at least not this early in a PvT. I mean, the shield upgrade's not that useful. You know, you do take full damage on shields regardless of damage type, and Terrans will often be EMPing going into the late game, so you won't have shields anyway. But you know what? To each his own.
Yeah, it's up to him, whatever he wants to do. He does have a fourth base up now as well, so however strong his unit's going to be, he is going to have a lot of them as well. So he should be able to do a fairly decent job. His arbiter timing is good as well, which I said for him last game, and I'll say again for him this game. He's going for, I don't know if he has stasis already, but it looks like he's going for recall first, which is a little bit weird. Although I guess it makes sense given that Bibiane is so incredibly far away from mounting any kind of push, despite he does have a third base up.
I think it did finish just now. I'm pretty sure when I clicked it just now it was making stasis, although I'm not 100% sure. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we'll find out soon enough, I suppose. It's just a bit weird since his arbiter only has 90 energy and the foot and stasis. I don't know. Stasis. I can't. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. But,
well, keep in mind that a lot of things we've seen from LancerX so far have not made any sense. So it could certainly be the case. It could certainly be nonsensical and yet something that he's done. Either way, he is almost max now, whereas Bibiane is like at 111 supplies. So that's not very good. Even though Terran's pretty good, that's not very good.
Yeah, that's terrible. I mean, if Bibiane's even considering moving out anytime soon, he should definitely be thinking again. He needs to defend, and maybe harass a little bit occasionally, but mainly defend, because and then just hope he's got one big push in him and hope that LancerX really messes up and that he can take him down with a maxed out push. But here comes LancerX right now, throwing down the stasis on the front tank, which is a little bit of an error, I think. But either way, the D-Matrix is going down now as well for Bibiane, so he's defending to the last. Will he be able to hold on though? LancerX, not as many units as I'd expect, but bombing onto the tanks as well. And I think this might be it right here from Bibiane. Doing a halfway decent job though of cleaning out these zealots. Will it be enough though? So many siege tanks going down, and I think that LancerX has done this. I think Bibiane is going to be taken out.
Yeah, I mean, even if he does hold on here, he's losing yet more SCVs. I mean, he's lost a huge amount of siege tanks, and LancerX lost a lot of his army too. But he was like most of those were zealots actually, so that's not as big a deal. Trading zealots for siege tanks is an excellent trade as a Protoss. And meanwhile, oh man, more zealots coming in here, just spamming those reinforcements off of a billion gateways in his main. I'm not even going to count that because it looks like Bibiane is just going to go down here.
Yeah.
LancerX finishing the job, although, I mean, it's still very close here. Man, Terran defense, so good. You should actually D-Matrix that tank. Oh, didn't get it.
Yeah. I don't know if he has any energy left on his science vessels. Not a whole load anyway. But yeah, somehow managing to kind of defend it off, and he's sporting the old double command center up at the 12 o'clock now, because that's what the Ghosties do. But GG from Bibiane. LancerX is too much for him in game 2, and we'll move on to game 3.
Bibiane realized that he couldn't hold on anymore, and that will even up the score 1-1.
Cool.
By the way, guys, I am a little bit sick, as I said at the beginning of the cast, so the occasional cough or sniffle, you'll have to forgive me for that. But anyway.
I forgive you anyway.
Thank you, Elegant.
That's good.
I forgive you for giving me the cold shoulder at the beginning of the cast.
Yeah, well, I've got my principles. I need to have them.
I am in game now.
Alright, on my way.
So, we are going to go into game 3 here between Bibiane and LancerX. This is the ISL3 round of 16.
Yep.
And looks like the map is going to be ground 0. So here we go. Big thanks to Altitude and all the other lovely sponsors.
Yeah, they make the world go round. Well, they make our world go round. Anyway, so shall I do the calling out while you do the overlay and
yes,
fun
please.
stuff you do? Alright, awesome. So, up in the top right hand corner, spawning in as the yellow Terran, coming off the back of pretty hard fought, lost last game, is ISL3 Bibiane. And in the top left hand corner of the map, spawning in is the victorious Teal Protoss, coming off the back of an incredible Reavery, big pushy kind of play last game, is LancerX, whom after his very, very shaky first game has shed all doubts in the second game, and yeah, I think we can look forward to something pretty nice here.
Indeed, I hope so. Although he did still do a few weird things, but that's alright. We'll forgive him.
Yeah, still a little bit
We'll call those stylistic choices, you know, the joy of foreign brood war. Is to not do everything standard and by the book.
Well, the main joy of that game was, of course, the mad SCV. I have a theory that SCV had like a malfunctioning jetpack strapped on his back, and that was like the precursor to the Reaper. So they were like, holy shit, what have we happened upon here?
That is genius, Elegant. That needs to go on a conspiracy theory Bisu thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, now I completely forgot what I was gonna say.
Sorry.
Alright, that's okay, because we'll talk about the map. The map is ground zero, which I believe is decent for Terran, especially in horizontal positions, I feel. But again, you have the cliffable natural, and basically it's a pretty easy push path here in horizontal positions. Like, there's an easy to take third at the 12 o'clock, 12:30ish position, I guess. So while the Terran's pushing towards your base, he can just take a free third base. And yeah, otherwise, I mean, hey, KT Rolster picked this map for Flash in his ace match, so you know it's decent for Terran. However, we do see another 12 next year from LancerX. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, but at the same time, probably going to have a little bit of fast expand over from the other side from Bibiane, so this game's going to get a little bit cheeky quite quickly. Both guys taking it straight to the mid-game with their expanding antics. And the first divergence from these guys, LancerX heading down to the bottom left-hand corner, whereas Bibiane's got his scouting hat on and heads straight up onto top left, so he's going to know what's up. He's going to see that extra nexus right away. And looks like he's actually choosing not to go into the main as well. Been interesting.
Yeah, this is very cool. Actually, I think this is very intelligent. Basically, he saw the 12 nexus, so he knows exactly what's going on, and he doesn't want LancerX to know that he's been scouted. So he actually might leave this SCV and build a bunker, and yes, that's exactly what he's doing, because he built the forward barracks to go for the 1-racks expand as he's been doing, but then he saw the 12 nexus. He's like, oh well, I guess I'll just rally Marines there, and he's also bringing some SCVs, 3 SCVs being pulled, 4 SCVs being pulled to come along with this Marine, and LancerX has absolutely no idea what's happened here. He scouted in the completely wrong direction. He will not know until the Marines are actually shooting his nexus. Oh man, this is going to be so bad. He's not even building a Zealot because he has been supply blocked. LancerX got supply blocked, so he cannot make a Zealot. He's building a 7X, but he got stuck at 17 to 17. I don't know if that's because he was waiting for the Nexus for supply or what's going on here. No, I'm pretty sure that was a mistake here. He has no units. He's pulling all his probes, but that is not going to do anything. Oh my god.
No. LancerX, build ordering yourself possibly out of the tournament. This is a little bit problematic for him right now. The Marine is able to leapfrog backwards and forwards, and SCVs are of course far greater force than probes are, so this Nexus is not going to last a few seconds. And this brings back those horrible memories of watching Stork crash and burn on Destination, trying to make these bizarre 12 next builds happen, and LancerX suffering a similar fate, completely outdone, completely bunker rushed right here by Bibiane. Nice job there, nice tactical play by Bibiane. LancerX is going to have to think of something a bit different as he takes it into a really pretty disadvantageous mid-game.
And it looks like the SCV is being sent back here. He knows the Nexus is dead, and yeah, LancerX is not even going to try and save that. He knows there's absolutely nothing that he can do. By the way, there was a question in the chat about why this initial bunker was built so far away. This is basically to leapfrog bunkers. If you built the bunker too close and LancerX somehow spotted it, he could actually just pull probes and try and kill it off. But to build it so far back, we actually saw Flash do this kind of well, we've seen Flash bunker rush a lot, but if you watch any of Flash's bunker rushes, you build the first one a little bit further back to make sure it goes up, and then that basically will cover your SCV while it builds the next one in range. So it's just a little bit of a safety thing.
Yeah, it's pretty clever. It's one of those things which you see and you think, oh, that's clever. I wouldn't necessarily have thought of that. It's one of those nice little bits of play. I enjoy that kind of thing.
Indeed, I do as well. I do as well. Meanwhile, the factory has just been planted here at the top of the ramp. And we still have this bunker contained. Oh man, yeah. Oh man. I almost made a very silly mistake. I was almost like, why doesn't he salvage these bunkers? Derp!
Oh,
Derp!
No. You would have to be banned from your own.
Oh, it just insta-dropped from the Skype. Elegant just reaches through the internet and slaps me. Oh my god.
I get my little ban hammer out and just knock my head.
Anyway, this is something interesting here. So you see a fast Templar Archives for DTs, but we also see Dragoon range. Normally you can't really afford that, but actually, notice he is actually mining gas with 4 probes. I'm pretty sure that's intentional, and he's building 2 proxy gateways here. These Marines, though, they're looking around. Look at this, the SCV, the Marine, they're running around, but they don't see it. This Marine just decided to headbutt the cliff. Oh.
Yeah. He's got it, the Marine's got it, he knows what's up. Finally getting out of his little cliffy prison, he just, like, he was sent in a direction, he was just like, no, I must walk in this direction. He walked into the cliff, he didn't care, he carried on, just walking straight forward, but he's managed to figure himself out now. Heading on over, he's going to scout these gateways, extra pylon being thrown down as well, and will he be able to get these pylons before the DT pops out? I think he may well be able to. I don't know if he's focusing, no, he's not focusing down the pylon. Meanwhile, at the front, the bunker does go down, he's going to retreat back to that second bunker. And it looks like this DT might actually pop out. I'm pretty sure it is going to pop out because there is a second pylon up. Very sensible decision there from LancerX. And possibly the second DT will make it out as well because yeah, having a look at this, I'm not quite sure how Bibiane's going to deal with this. He does have scans coming up on the way, but he's going to have very, very limited scans, so he's got to be absolutely incredibly careful with how he uses it.
And it looks like LancerX just ignores the second bunker here. There's 2 SCVs and a Marine hiding inside it. He's actually going to intercept these Marines as they try and come back on the defense. Now, there are 2 comm sets up, there are turrets going up, but there's actually not many units to defend, so even though he has detection, I don't know if he just has the... Oh, wow. Sick wall-in.
Oh, that is pimpest play. That is good stuff.
Man, these DTs have just been completely walled out of the base, even though he only has 3 Marines in a bunker. It doesn't matter because the DTs can't get in. Wow,
Yeah.
very, very cool stuff.
Yeah, Bibiane really knowing his stuff. Yeah, and that's the essence of being prepared, knowing what your options are in any given situation. Yeah, good stuff from Bibiane. This leaves LancerX looking a little bit out of ideas. I mean, he's fighting against a Terran with a superior economy right now. Having said that, Bibiane does seem to have cut quite a lot of SCVs at quite a lot of points. He's looking quite thin in terms of his SCV count, but nonetheless, he is going to be able to shoot quite fast once he gets that an SCV macro kicking back in again.
And this is really funny. So Bibiane left that engineering bay wall like half finished, and then he cancelled it, and then landed the finished one there. So just finishes off the wall there. That's pretty cute. Meanwhile, the expansion is about to finish here. It looks like a robo is being made. Could transition into a DT drop here, but I don't really think that's going to work. I mean, these concepts are going to have plenty of energy, and I assume Bibiane will actually maybe build a turret in the main just to be safe. Well, we'll see. Actually, now that I think about it, he might go for an elevator here because he does have 3 gateways pumping units. He has made a decent number of dragoons. Elevator could be quite good.
Yeah, I think it would be nice. I mean, Bibiane's pretty committed at the front, and he won't want to be moving anything out there too soon. So I would imagine that an elevator would work pretty nicely. And there's so much space in this main as well. There's plenty of areas where you can just lift stuff in and be pretty much invisible. Although I think Bibiane is aware of this, and it looks like he's moving some tanks up on the high ground just to make sure he knows what's up in preparation for shuttle plays coming in. And we have a lot of barracks being thrown down, and this is exactly the kind of thing that I said would be cool to see in Game 1. It is happening, guys. It is happening to us. The big barracks play is happening from Bibiane.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Deep 6? I'm so scared because Deep 6 is such a specific build, and I always tell people that they're wrong when they say it's a Deep 6, but I think this is like legitimately, if he builds 1 more barracks, this will be a Deep 6, because Deep 6 is 6 barracks and 2 factories, a mid-game timing attack. But what I'm wondering is, does this actually work? Because Templar Tech is already out for LancerX. Like, the two, like, for Protoss the reason M&M is not good in TVP is Reavers and Storms just absolutely demolish it, right? So with the Templar Archives already there, there's a little bit of a risk of that. Although, I mean, obviously, it's very unlikely that LancerX will just rush for Storm after going for these DTs. But as soon as he sees this, though, he will be able to do that. And DTs by themselves also are very good because they one-shot the Marines. But anyway, here is the drop, and it's also going to scout it.
Yeah, it's going to scout it immediately. Scan gets laid down. Of course, one decent, well, halfway decent thing for Bibiane is he's going to have one hell of a lot of scans stored up by the time he's actually doing this push. So he's going to be able to fare quite well against any kind of DTs. But even so, yeah, I think that's a little bit odd. I'm just going to take a look over at the base now, and we don't have Storm coming in quite yet from LancerX. We're going to keep an eye on that as he makes a good go at the Terran's main. He shouldn't get too far here, but it's an annoying little bit of a diversion for Bibiane. Losing some Marines here as well. He needs to make sure to keep as many of them alive as possible. DT finally going down, going to be able to take care of the shuttle as well. So that's that diversion taken care of, and still no Storm happening at the other end of things. He's just gatewaying up and getting the speeds out to upgrade. Yeah,
I mean, I think, you know, even though that drop did a lot of damage, the more important thing was that he scouted those barracks. So now he knows exactly what's going on. He's not going to be taken by surprise. And the question is, how does he react? Now, you know, he doesn't necessarily need Storm. He can add on a ton of gateways and just, you know, slam out a million Zealots and Dragoons. But, you know, Medic is actually fairly cost efficient against that. So I think that's... Wait a minute, what is he doing here? He's going for a bust.
What?
I mean,
he managed to take out 2 or 3 siege tanks, but not a huge amount more than that, and that is the weirdest bust I've ever seen in my entire life, with just a couple of Zealots, with speed sort of finishing halfway through. I cannot explain that for the life of me. How weak did he think Bibiane was right now? Yeah, I'm a little bit confused by that as well. Anyway, it looks like the tanks and the Marines have actually separated here. And oh no, it looks like Marine's coming back here. He's going to try and snipe one siege tank.
not going to get it, taking a lot of damage on the Dragoon, and oh man, this is going to be really bad. Oh man, losing these 2 Dragoons as they spawn, and he's going to lose these 2 gateways. So his production is going to be severely crippled now. He's only got 3 gateways finished in the main base. He's now building some High Templar. Now, rather, Storm is halfway done here. He's adding on 2 more gateways, but his gateway count is not really there. He's going to need some really clutch Storms to hold this off.
Yeah, I mean, because these Marines can just replenish so incredibly quickly. I mean, they fly out of those barracks. They're one of the fastest units to produce. And you need a big gateway count and a big standing army to deal with this. And look at his army, that is by no means a big army. And he's moving out with his High Templar now, leaving them a bit exposed in front of his army. Okay, now he pulls them back, but 5 Dragoons and 2 High Templar nearly with Storm. He's not going to really cut the mustard. He's going to have a lot more than that to beat back this really pretty scary push, because M&M is good TVP as long as it has the right conditions.
Nice little observer snipe there by Bibiane. And he's getting his 3rd command center, so he's actually not going all in with this attack. Actually thinking about transitioning, which is very weird. Usually when you see M&M, it's an all in. But oh my god, where's the storms? Oh, there's a nice storm, and can we see another one? Please may I have another? No!
No Archon.
And now he's dead.
Yeah, I think that's an accurate assessment of the situation. Now he is dead. This push is going to be absolutely unstoppable now for Bibiane. A few more speed giants coming out, loading him into a shuttle, trying to do some bombs. Quite what the plan is for that, I don't know. But yeah, to all intents and purposes, he is now pretty much finished. That's a lot of siege tanks, even more M&M, and they're just going to be coming in en masse here. We have 2 siege tanks and a whole load of Marines already waiting. Bibiane's natural. He's just pushing all the way through LancerX's Nexus here, and yeah, to all intents and purposes, LancerX is now dead. I had such trouble saying LancerX's Nexus for some reason.
LancerX's Nexus. Say that 3 times fast, guys. Oh, it looks like a hit squad of 5 Marines going to go down here and focus down this Nexus. 1 probe doing its duty to try and defend, and looks like some Zealots running out here, going to kill a decent number of the siege tanks. Where are the medic Marine? What are they doing? Come on, Marines, do your job.
Hoorah, Marines. Go for it. And in they go, clean it up, taking care of the last of the Zealots. He's going to be able to get up the ramp now as well. There's 1 High Templar without Storm anywhere near being ready. It's like 60 energy, so it's still a good 15 energy away.
This 1 probe has 2 Marine kills, by the way. That's a pretty badass probe.
That's a sick probe, I'm not going to lie, that's incredible. But still not going to be enough. I mean, he's doing his bit. He's going to be on the poster back at home, but we all know that it's a futile effort in the long term. LancerX queuing quite a few units out of his gateways now, and just continuing to dash out into the natural, but honestly, this is just GG timing at this stage. He could have another good storm in him. I think that's all he wanted to do, and he might actually somehow beat the Terran back out of his main after stockpiling a few units in order to do that. But his units are getting increasingly thin on the ground. It's only a matter of time before Bibiane diverts some units and takes out his 3rd base as well. Pushing up the ramp, I don't see too much hope left in this for poor LancerX.
Yeah, that attack was a last hurrah. LancerX is pretty dead. He was just going to try and flood out some more Zealots. It's funny because actually just now his gateways, the units were running out, I think, because they were still rallied to the natural, which is a bit of a mistake. Normally in these situations, as the Protoss player, you want to make sure you re-rally all your gateways backwards, so you don't just suicide units for nothing, because you really need every single unit saved up for when you go for that big breakout. So I think it was just a bit of a mistake there. Meanwhile, looks like another armory going up, science facility as well. The command center actually floating out to the 3 o'clock. He built it at the top of his base to float it out to the 12:30, I think, but then he realized there were gateways there, so that wouldn't work. Anyway, GG from LancerX. Bibiane makes it 2-1 and is 1 game away from advancing to the round of 8. A repeat round of 8 performance if he makes it.
And Bibiane was impressive that game. I mean, his scouting was actually very, very good. A lot of players wouldn't have cottoned on to that. And then his reaction to those DTs was impressive as well. It was just a little bit of quick thinking, which just kind of pricked up your ears and just makes you think, yeah, this guy is on the ball. So actually quite impressed by Bibiane so far.
Alright, let me get the next game going. So, Bibiane, can he make it? Can he make it in the money? I'm sure a lot of people are cheering for him as well because he's one of the few Terrans remaining.
Yeah.
Let us find out.
Oh, we get in there just before Fish shuts down. Go us.
Nice. Watch, now that you say that, it's going to be like a failed BBS, and then we have to wait to do the last game.
Please no. Please no. So I'll do the calling out, you do the overlay thing.
Yep.
Yeah, sweet. Top right hand corner spawning in is the red Terran. We have ISL3 Bibiane. And in the bottom left-hand corner, spawning in as the green Protoss, we have ISL3 LancerX. Now, LancerX must take this to stay in the tournament. If he does not take this game, he will go out. Bibiane will go through. Bibiane will be guaranteed a share of the cash prize, kindly put up by all our sponsors. And LancerX will be going home with nothing.
Indeed, and I was just going to say, is this match point? But then I realized, no, this is not match point. That's far too boring for a foreign tournament. No, this map is none other than Benzene, which was used in one season of Pro League / OSL, MSL? I think MSL, but yeah, it was quickly dropped from the map pool, but we are using it again here in the ISL3. This is essentially I like to think of it as an extended match point. Think of match point if it was like pulled sideways and made a little bit wider and had 2 extra expansions thrown in to fill in the space. Like, that's essentially what this map is. It's really long distance between the mains. Actually, I mean, just to give you an idea of how long the rush distance is, Stork in a PvZ went Nexus, Gateway, Core, and then Forge. And he lost, but, you know, it's still, still, you know, it just shows you, like, yeah, it just takes forever to get across the map here, so.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does. I mean, LancerX is actually weirdly scouting after Pylon, so I'm wondering if he's going for some kind of gas steal strategy here. It looks like he's not heading straight over to the barracks, instead just doing a little bit of harass. Not sure I can explain that super early scout, but it's going to be a 12 next game from him here. And I'm not quite sure why a super early scout is necessitated for a 12 next. Shed any light on that?
It might be like a metagame thing, you know. He's done 12 next the last 2 games. You know, last game he got bunker rushed when he did it, so I guess he just wants to make absolutely sure. The thing I'm wondering though is like, I mean, really, you're only scouting for a BBS, and BBS on this map is just so unlikely. Like, yeah, I agree with you. It's kind of weird.
Yeah,
I think
it is very, very weird.
Yeah, I mean, it might just be like, you know, psychologically he's just now a little bit scared, having been bunker rushed last game, so he's just like, oh, you know, just do a bit of panic mode, send out a probe scout, but.
Or maybe he wants Bibiane to be equally confused and to not presume a 12 next. Maybe he's just trying to throw him off the scent a little bit, but the SUV scout's still going to go out at the standard timing, so I don't know how much of an effect that's had.
Indeed. That's going to take the SUV a little while to go in to see this 12 next, but I mean, he will see it in time to be able to, you know, decide to do a strong FD push, which will be able to punish this, even though there is a fairly long rush distance. So yeah, let's see if that's what he goes for. Meanwhile, this probe guy is going to get hunted down here, so he's going to see the factory.
Yeah.
And now there are 2 guys pulled off gas, so this is going to be some variant of an FD, a fake double, as they say. He's going to build around 6-ish Marines, a single siege tank, and Vultures with mines. And looks like he's actually gone for the Vulture first here, having seen a 12 next. So going to try and put on some early pressure. The Cybernetics core is not quite finished yet, so he might be able to get in here, get a couple of probe kills. This will also support his Marines and his SCV if he decides to go for a bunker rush, but it doesn't look like he's going for that. I mean, a very standard, or not standard, but, you know, fairly common response we see to scouting a 12 next is to just go for the bunker rush and then follow up with a fast Vulture, but Bibiane has not decided to do that. He's instead just sending out the Vulture by itself here. Now the Dragoon is almost out, so I mean, I think at most he's going to get like 1 or 2 probe kills. He's actually barely missing that probe in the middle of the map. Wow, lucky probe!
Ooh.
I think the probe even saw the Vulture as well, because it went backwards.
Yeah, the high ground, it went onto the high ground, so the Vulture didn't actually get it. I think the Vulture's valid, but yeah, unfortunately not quite seeing the scouting probe in the middle. He is going to get in on these probes right here, so pulling them out to the natural immediately. Good reaction there by LancerX. Actually, the first, oh no, I thought the first Vulture shot had missed, but in fact it just hit a different probe. And now the scouting SUV getting taken out, and the Vulture is forced away as well. And this map differs a little bit from what you might expect, because of course there is this high ground behind the natural, but it's not accessible from this ramp around the side for that Vulture. So there's no. Sorry, go on.
Sorry to interrupt you, but that probe did not see the starport. That starport going up in Bibiane's base was placed perfectly. The probe went all the way in. It you know, went up to it touched the command center. It saw the factory. It saw the barracks, but there was nothing out of the ordinary that it could see. If only he'd just gone to that bottom right, he would have seen the starport, the drop, the Vulture drop, I presume, incoming. But right now he has absolutely no idea, and he does not even have a robo. He's gone for a third gateway before making a robotics. His observers are going to be so late. This could actually just be insta GG right here if a bunch of vultures get into the main and lay some spider mines here. He's already laying some spider mines at the front, but it looks like it's going to be cleared by a zealot who has missed them. Oh my god! That's not good.
No, really, not good at all. So yeah, that's actually very, very important that he's missed out on that dropship, because that dropship's going to head straight down now, and he's going to pick up all those vultures from just outside LancerX's base, and before he knows it, they're going to be in amongst his probes. And he actually is still at the point where he's quite thin in terms of probe count. He's only got like 5 or 6 at his natural, and pretty undersaturated at his main as well. So this is the point in which his economy really needs to be beefing up quickly, so he can get into that mid-game with a strong macro and a strong economy behind him. And just taking out sort of 6 or 7 probes may not sound like a whole lot of a big deal, but it's a massive deal when that's like a quarter to a fifth of your entire economy.
I mean, there's still no robo even started. I think this is just going to be game over right here. I mean, these vultures don't all have full spider mines. They have exactly 6 spider mines between them. But like, that's going to be plenty. Why does he not have a robo? LancerX, why are you not making a robo? Oh my god, this is not going to be good.
What baffles me most is that he clearly goes 12 next a lot. You'd have thought he would be aware of this kind of thing, and you'd thought he'd have had a really well refined build. I'm not saying it's a bad build, but you usually see a robo follower, and it bemuses me that we haven't.
Looks like one vulture also going in, killing some probes in the natural. The entire main base is forfeit here. I think LancerX is just going to go for a huge counter, but these mines are doing so much damage. Oh no, it's a trap! It's a trap!
Oh, it's a trap indeed. That was brutal stuff. Flew everywhere, and his main is screwed. He is eating so many mines. All his units down there looking very, very weak. His Nexus taking so many vulture hits. This zealot might go down as well. Yep, the zealot goes down to a mine, and this zealot might go down to a mine as well. The mine actually made his 3-bar and might be able to have a good hit on the dragoon here as well. These vultures worth their weight in gold this game, and they are really cleaning it up. LancerX's mining is completely screwed. He's kind of mining quite well at his natural, but that's only at the expense of nothing happening. Oh, another big mine hit on the last dragoon remaining in his base. Yeah, LancerX has really got very little happening for him right now, and Bibiane is looking in a good position. Not looking superb on the SCV count in his natural. Should transfer a few more in from his main, but really that's child's play compared to the problems that LancerX is facing.
This vulture is still alive! Oh man, gets a final kill here. Just look at how few probes LancerX has here. Wow. He's like not even mining gas in his main. Does he still not have a robo? He still does not have a robo.
Too cool.
He is, man. I mean, why would you detect spider mines when you could just run units through them?
Yeah.
Clearly that's the manlier thing to do. You know what? You gotta respect him for that. That is definitely manlier. I mean, only girly tosses make observers.
Yeah, real men sacrifice all their units. And now coming in with another dropship, Bibiane really wants to clean this up now. He's got a siege tank in there, he's got a vulture. This is a kind of well-balanced force moving in here. This is like a little bit of FD kind of just dropping straight into the back of LancerX's base. He said it's going to be a little bit more effective than that because it's already in his base. So some of the few remaining probes can get mopped here by Mr. Vulture. Those Marines pretty much just being cannon fodder for the Dragoons, but the tank going to have a bit of a crack at the Dragoons now as well. That's probably not going to last too long. I don't know how much of a great idea the siege tank was, or this drop in general. He could probably have just taken a little bit more of a back seat there, or just dropped some vultures in instead, because still no observers mean that more mines would have been more death, more carnage for LancerX. But taking a third now, Bibiane's still in a superb position, loading some more tanks into a dropship to continue this brutality.
Man, that was such a random drop. That drop was like, you know, one of those, you know, bit of everything platters that you order at a restaurant. It's got like one of every starter on the menu.
Yeah, well, it's like what you on the back of the game box, like one of every unit, kind of in the battle.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I don't really understand what that was about, but anyway, it is what it is. I mean, he's still way ahead anyway. LancerX down at 55 supply against 67 to Bibiane. He's down a base, he's down workers, he's down everything pretty much. As far as I know, does he still not have a robo? Is he really just not going to make one?
Yeah,
okay, no, there we go.
Finally got one.
Oh man, more probes dying in the natural. He's got like a ton of units just out of position here at the top left. I don't know what they're doing there. It's completely useless. Are they like trying to intercept a dropship or something?
I think they're hoping that he's going to be able to snipe out a dropship there in emphatic style. It's not going to happen though, because Bibiane doesn't even need to go there. He's got this pretty well sorted. He's got another dropship down at the 6 o'clock, and he's going to head on in now with just a couple of siege tanks. Again, Bibiane don't know quite why he's just going with siege tanks. I don't know that this is a fantastic idea from him, and he does divert that dropship away. I don't quite know what the plan is for those guys, but anyway, he's building up a very, very nice economy back at home. He's got a decent enough force of units now. He's actually got a second dropship out on the map now too, so he can start doing some pretty hefty drops into the Protost's main. And 4 vultures heading out now, presumably to come and join that dropship as it heads across the map. So 4 vultures with mines and 2 tanks, and suddenly you've got a problem.
Well, the dropship is kind of going near these dragoons, like...
Doesn't need the dropship, his natural's open, look at this.
Oh man, just no defenses on the ground. He's so busy trying to defend those drops that it doesn't even matter, and he doesn't even defend them. These dragoons are just so useless. Oh man, those dragoons are just like a condom with a hole in it. It's just not useful. Ah!
God.
Jesus.
Yeah, definitely not useful.
Makes me angry how useless those dragoons are. Oh my god.
Yeah, well, condoms with holes in them make me angry, but you know, that's your call. And Bibiane now pushing all the way into the natural. He's got siege tanks, he's got so many mines I can't even count them, and this is definitely going to be it. He's got LancerX absolutely shut down. And LancerX has, I'm trying to count actually how many dragoons he has on the map. He's got a decent number of dragoons, but they're all tricking out and they're going absolutely mad, pushing out through the mines. This is a mad endeavour by a crazy general, sort of sat 100 meters behind the enemy lines, just sipping brandy and not knowing what hell his troops are going through. What a nightmare for all the dragoons. And
no, GG!
Going down.
Oh, that game was a little bit silly.
Yeah, Bibiane kind of had his fun there, didn't he?
I guess it was definitely entertaining. LancerX, you know, thank you for giving us a funny game. And Bibiane will advance 3-1. So he is now in the money. Congratulations, and that doesn't mean we have at least 1 Terran in the round of 8. Yes, round of 8.
Yeah, but I'm surprised that LancerX didn't really seem round of 16 good right there. I know that's a weird thing to say, but it just didn't seem like he was quite up to the challenge somehow.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's a little bit sad because you know you had better players like S2 Glow dropping out earlier.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like if S2 Glow was playing there, I think it would have showed us a better game. But that's all right. Anyway, it looks like the next match is going to be DeWalt versus Michael, or that's what my my overlay tells me. It's very exciting. Well, I do need to extract those replays from a folder, so let me have a look.
That's fine, drink some water, that's fine.
Alright, extract here. Sweet.
We all good?
Indeed. Let me host it up.